But why did you title the film The Half Revolution? What's the reason behind that?
Half Revolution. Basically, when we were editing the film very early on, we realized that this revolution was not complete with the fall of Mubarak. Mubarak was a dictator, but he was really just window dressing for an entire regime that's an entrenched regime that has a lot of reform to do. I mean, there's a lot of work to do. So we wanted Western audiences to kind of change the perception about what happened in Egypt. People were like, oh, it's a fait accompli, it's finished, Mubarak's out, the revolution has succeeded, yay Egypt, yay Egyptian people. And I think that was a bit too simplistic, you know, because of course in the media cycle, you know, oh, okay, wrapped up, good, dictator fell, done, everything's fine. And that was not something we wanted to perpetuate. And actually a lot of other films that came out after our film really focused on the success of deposing Mubarak, which I felt was a really kind of sort of a false ending, you know. Yes, it was great, yes, it was euphoric, yes, it was amazing, but it's not completely accurate because it's not the end of the story. So Half Revolution started to change people's perception of what was going on. And actually we saw people using, and other journalists, using the term half revolution to describe what was happening in Egypt, especially under the military rule in the transitional period. And that was quite effective. I think it also grabs people's attention, you know, because it's challenging, just the simple title is challenging people's perceptions of what happened. And I think if you can grab people's attention like that, then you get a good chance of telling your story to them in a kind of a new, refreshing way than what they've been perhaps trained to think. Mm-hmm. And that's really the power of documentary these days, is that we're telling stories that are outside the scope of the mainstream media. We're not constrained by 2 or 3 minute stories and sound bites and spin, and we're able to go deeper into the story and really to try to explore all of the small details that are so often overlooked through traditional means and traditional television. So Half Revolution, certainly it has that meaning. We were there for half of the revolution. We're also half Egyptian, half American, half Danish, half Palestinian, half. Mm-hmm. So we also wanted to kind of express that as our particular characters were also embedded in that title. So it served many purposes to tell it Half Revolution. But of course we want to be provocative in how we label our film, and our film itself is provocative. So that was, I think, was a good choice. And you know, because there's certainly been many half revolutions in history, but nobody ever really coined that term until we did, I think, and so that was important.